Hey everyone, it's Caylie and I am so excited to be here today. I have an amazing guest for you, the incredible Denise Duffield-Thomas. So Denise is a multi-million-dollar course creator. She has written the best-selling books Get Rich Lucky Bitch and Lucky Bitch, and she's a money mindset mentor. So incredible lady. She teaches us all about managing our fears around money, helping us take back control of our finances, and charging premium prices, and has been a mentor of mine for many years. So hi, Denise.
Hey, Caylie. It's so nice to see you. And I can't wait to hear some juicy questions today, because I know lots of people are going through big transitions in their life and business at the moment, and it's going to be all okay. It's all okay. We can get through it.
So Denise, I talk to my clients a lot about being consistently visible, asking for the sale, but still some are rich and some are not. Some people get wealthy and others don't. Why is that?
There's tons of reasons, right? There's obviously systemic and inequality and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, honestly, most of us are on a really even playing field these days. And especially now, when I started, there wasn't PayPal, there wasn't all the systems that we can use to make our lives easier. Tools like this are cheaper than ever. So really, what's the difference? And why do some people go crazy and become successful quickly and others just stagnate for years and years? The truth is, it's a mindset game. It really is. It's really the stuff between your ears that psychs you out, that stops you from charging what you know you should. It stops a lot of people from charging full stop. It just stops people from even asking for any amount of money. And obviously, if you can't receive any money for what you do, or you're blocking it somehow, or you're resisting doing the things to bring in the money, then you don't have a business. And that's why I see a lot of people going back to jobs that they do not want to do. I've had a couple of friends go back to nursing recently. They did not want to go back to nursing. They wanted to work on their businesses, but there was just something holding them back. Sometimes it is just time. I'll be honest. Sometimes it's the momentum, and they haven't been consistent enough for a long enough time to get that momentum. But most of the time I see the excuses. They say, no one will pay for that. The economy is really bad. I'm attracting freebie chasers. And it's like, no, that's all external stuff. You've really got to look at the stuff that's going on for you and own that and clear that. So I still have to work on my mental game all the time. And I've had to, from my very start of my business, when I was working for someone else, in a day job as well, to getting my first $1,000, to getting past the six-figure mark for the first time, to hitting $1 million for the first time, to hitting multiple millions for the first time. And I still have big goals. So that means I have to be constantly working on myself too. Otherwise, I will psych myself out. The good news is, though, it takes a lot at the beginning to really start to identify your money blocks, but then you go into maintenance mode. So if I skip a day or a couple of days, I'm not going to go down to zero. I'm not going to be destitute like that, because I've got a strong foundation and I'm in maintenance mode. But if I want to go to the next level again, if I want to say make $5 million next year or $10 million in a couple of years' time, I still have to work on my mindset as well. So it is an ongoing game for all of us, and not a lot of people have the consistency to keep on going with it.
So for anyone new to this, can you tell us, how do money blocks and how does money mindset work? I know I took your course a number of years ago and continue to. I get reminded every now and then that I need to keep practicing the exercises. And, it's helped me create my first 20K month. It's helped me create multiple 10K plus weeks. But how does it actually work?
I think some people come to my work knowing that something's wrong, and they're feeling it energetically. They're like, what's going on? I know I'm blocking this, but I don't know how. Other people come to my work and they say, I think everything is okay, but maybe I could learn a little bit, right? Or maybe I don't think I have money blocks because I want to make more money, but I'm willing to have a look at it. And both people usually come to the conclusion that once you peek inside, you realize, oh my God, I have so many negative beliefs about money. I have so many habits around money that are sabotaging me. And I am the one who is holding me back, not the economy, not my clients, not my mastermind buddies or my coach or anyone else. This is me and this is my responsibility. So I think that's how a lot of people come to it, is that they realize it's like, I'd like to be making more money. And I think there could be something out there that could help. And I think any entrepreneur, if you have to deal with money, you got to work on your money blocks, because all these awkward things that happen in business where you have to ask for the sale, you have to say no to discounts, you have to deal with clients who have default payments, you have to increase your prices, all this stuff that can be really awkward. And for a lot of women especially, makes us feel like we're being mean, makes us feel like we're not being friendly or nice by asking for money. So we've got to undo all these years of social conditioning as well. And that's really looking at it, having some great tools, and then having a really awesome community around you who can help you get through that, because it's tricky. And I talk to time, and it's like, sometimes it would just be easier to be in a job.
Yeah. There are those days.
Yeah, exactly. But for those of us who crave freedom and we want to contribute to the world, we would not be happy in a job. So that means that we've taken sometimes the more difficult. We need support to deal with that.
Now, I teach my students a lot about using Facebook Live to grow their business. And I happen to know you're a huge fan of it. So how has it helped Lucky Bitch grow?
Well, of course, when I started my business, there wasn't Facebook Lives. But I committed to doing weekly a video for my tribe. That was going to be my weekly blog. And so that's how I became comfortable on camera, from practice, and also the thing is, when I started sending out that newsletter, there was nobody on my list. And now that we've got these amazing tools like Facebook Live, same thing happens, right? People go, well, what's the point in doing them? There's no audience there. And it's like, yeah, that's how you build your audience, is you show up consistently. Yeah, exactly. And you give, but most of all, you practice. So there is a real, I guess not an art, because I don't feel like I'm particularly good. I just show up and speak. Okay. But I feel comfortable. And I think that's the main thing. I feel comfortable doing it. And that's because of practice. So you just have to show up, and maybe you set yourself a challenge, or maybe you do a challenge with Caylie. It's like, I'm going to do it every single day, no matter what. And pre-Facebook Live, when Periscope first came out, I had a really young baby, and I would do the Periscopes in my car, because she'd be asleep. We'd go for a drive. She'd fall asleep, and I'd just be sitting there going, okay, there's only so many times you can go through McDonald's drive-through to entertain yourself when you're in a car. And I'm just going to do Periscopes. And you just become better and better and better at that kind of stuff. But you have to get over that mindset of nobody's watching, that what's the point? I don't have anything to say. It's like, you're not going to knock it out of the park every time. But that's not the point. The point is practicing, showing up, and just starting to build that momentum.
Now, you recently announced that you're going to be transitioning your branding from Lucky Bitch to Denise DT. And one of the group members actually asked, Nicola Humber asks, when do you decide how and what you will share with your community? How do you tell people the changes you're making in your business, the evolution?
Oh, that's such a great question. So part of my transition was that in January, I felt really just down and confused about my mission, my role in my business. Things were changing internally. My husband was working more in the business. And so I actually didn't share it while I was going through it. I shared when I was on the other side, and I had some valuable insights to share. And I think there's no right or wrong around this, but I know for me personally, sometimes you just have to go through things for yourself, not for your audience, because then you can start to have other people's views and fears projected onto you. And I think if I started to share that at the start of the year when I was feeling really vulnerable, I would have been asking for permission. I would have been saying, well, what do you think? How do you feel about me changing my branding? What do you think I should? I wouldn't have been trusting my own self and my own wisdom. So I think in that way, you don't always have to share when you're in it for it to be valuable for your audience. If you want, and I have done this before, I've taken a bit of a video diary while I was in it, but I kept it for myself until after the fact, and then I released it after the fact. And then it felt like I was doing the video diary for myself, not for an audience, because then you start to teach rather than be in it. And so it's only now, 7 months later, that I've been able to reflect on it and go, oh, this is what I did and this is what I was going through. Because now it's useful for people rather than, I think if I was sharing it when I was in it, people would be going, well, what do I do? And I'd be going, I don't know. I'm in it as well. I can't help you. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're both drowning here. Who's going to save us? Whereas now I can just be like, hey, okay, guys, I'm through it. I can help you, because if you're going through it, I can be a life raft rather than another drowning person beside you. A motto that I have for myself is, what scares you today won't scare you tomorrow. But there's always something new to be scared about. But it will be different things.
Another group member, Rose Davidson, asked, when you were first starting your business, how did you build trust with your potential clients?
Trust. Okay, so a really important thing is that I didn't teach anything I didn't know. And so I felt confident in what I was sharing. And I see this sometimes, people feel like they have to put on a facade of success or knowledge that they don't necessarily feel on the inside. So when you're doing that, you're going to feel like a fraud, right? So when I started doing my workshops, I started teaching goal setting because I knew goal setting. And I knew that if you followed some of the principles of the law of attraction or you did dream boards or whatever, then you would get some results. I wasn't teaching, here's how you have a 6-figure income. Here's how you become a millionaire, because I hadn't done that. I hadn't done that myself. I didn't feel confident. And I think people feel that in yourself. They don't have that trust in you that you can show them how to do that. I knew, because I'd been teaching and studying goal setting for 10, 15 years at that stage. And I even taught it at university. I was the president of my business club at university. So that's what I knew. So teach what you know. If you don't teach people how to, I don't know, get millions of clients, but if you can teach someone how to get your first client because you were there, and it doesn't mean you were there yesterday, like, give yourself a bit of space so you know that you actually know what you're talking about. But if I remember Jess Nazarali, who's, such a successful coach now. When we were working together, she was working part-time and she was just doing coaching on the side. Her first things was, here's how you negotiate part-time with your boss and start to get your first couple of clients, because that's where she was at, and she knew how to do that. And then now, she has a coaching certification because she's been in it now for quite a few years. But that's how you got to start. Just figure out, and it could be just write a list. Here are the things that I know. And it can be really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated, because people are looking for that. They're looking for simple and they're looking for how to get started. I personally couldn't really teach how to get your first couple of clients now, because for me, that's 6 years ago. Things have changed. I'm not there anymore. It's not immediate for me. Whereas someone who's a little bit newer in business can teach that really well, and their audience can trust that they've done it recently and they know what they're talking about.
You're about to release some new training. I actually got to have a sneak peek in the last couple of days, a new workshop. Tell us about it.
Yes. So, you know what? I haven't released anything new for a while. I've been very consistent, very focused on what works. And I revamp things. Like every 2 years, we revamp the Money Bootcamp, which is what's happening very shortly. We're doing a live round, our only live round of the year of Money Bootcamp. But to promote that, we've just, and we're launching this tomorrow. So I know, Caylie, you'll probably send out an email to all your peeps about it. A brand new free workshop called Reclaim Your Money Power. And I'm talking about 3 things that I really see going on in the world right now for women in business, and 3 kind of sabotages that we're really unconsciously doing at the moment around our money, around our businesses, around our confidence. And it's what I see at the moment, a lot of people going back to their jobs or quitting their business or really not stepping out in their power how they need to. So I'm really, really excited about releasing that tomorrow. And I know, as I said, Caylie, you were a great partner for us, and I'm sure you'll be able to send out the link to all your peeps. I really love revamping things too. And this year I really, like, we kind of went, okay, how can we make this even more beautiful? And I know that's not the most important thing. Obviously, information is really important, but even the way that we hired a beautiful house. You know what the funny thing is, Caylie? That house, that exact house, has been on my dream board for about 3 years. So we knew we wanted to build a house, and we started doing Pinterest boards of dream houses. And this particular house had been on one of those dream boards, and we actually almost hired the same architect who did this house, and we ended up going with someone else. But so when I was looking for a set for this new workshop, I just kind of put it out to the universe. Okay, I want to go somewhere warm, so I'm going to go to Queensland, be away from my family for a couple of days, and just film all these new videos. And a friend of ours said, oh, check out this lady. She's an interior designer. And I looked at it and I was like, that's the house. It's been on my dream board, of course. So we filmed all these new videos. Beautiful, beautiful house. And it felt really special. But above all, it was really just this new information that's coming forth. It's based on same principles of all the money mindset stuff, but things have changed recently. The world is different, and we have to rise to meet those new challenges, and that's what this new workshop is all about.
I'm definitely going to be sharing the link tonight. So for us, the Aussies, it's going to be like 11 o'clock tonight, so we'll get to see it in the morning. But it's amazing training. I've loved watching it. And look, Denise, I really want to thank you for coming on here. It's been fantastic having you here. And for everyone watching, I hope you found it really helpful. I know Denise has shared some real pearls of wisdom with us. If you've got any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, because I will come back and check for them. And if you've got any for Denise, I will run them past her and get her response for you. So thank you so much for joining us, Denise, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Caylie, and thanks everybody. And we can't wait to release this new training tomorrow. We're really excited about it because just the message is so important for all of us, myself included. This is something that I'm working on a lot at the moment in my business, because I've got a big calling and I've got big dreams myself, and I know what it takes. And it takes really being vigilant of your mindset and making sure that you're in the right communities, and making sure that you're surrounded by people who see your success and can walk alongside the journey with you as well. So thanks for having me, Caylie.